It's the Lawndale Cardinals hosting the Hawthorne Cougars. Good evening, everybody, from Lawndale High School, inside the Cardinal nest, along with Sebastian Spencer, Rashawn Haylock, and Rufus Washington. I'm Lou Stowers. We're going to bring you some terrific action all season long on CityTV. And these two teams are getting together, and it should be a good one, although there are a lot of question marks between these Cardinals and the Cougars, Rufus.
Well, there certainly are, particularly for the Cougars. They've got a new head coach, a bunch of new players. The Cardinals, though, in their second year under Coach Brownlee, we saw them last week against Lusinger. At Lusinger, they put up a valiant fight, lost by 4, but they looked really good.
And speaking of the new head coach of the Hawthorne Cougars, are you talking about Lawndale or Hawthorne tonight?
Hawthorne tonight.
All right, let's talk about the new head coach, David Egan's.
Coach Egan's obviously in his first year, taking over the program, and this team has making some strides under him. They only won 3 games all of last season. They've already hit that mark just 6 games into the season. Talking to him before the game, he says he feels like this team that he has could easily be 6-0 or even 5-1 at this point. So he's pleased with the progress that they've made. He says they're playing extremely hard. He's got a couple of horses to run with, and so they've done a great job so far through these first 6 games.
So David Egan's the new head coach of the Cougars, Rufus, has a pedigree with Inglewood High School, so he knows what good coaching is.
Well, he knows what good coaching and what winning is like, having played for Coach Patrick Roy over at Inglewood. He's hoping to bring some of that tradition here, and as Rashawn said, they've gotten off to a good start. A little preseason, though, but it's a good way. It builds momentum and puts a winning mentality in players who last year struggled, as Rashawn said, to get 3 wins, and already in 5 games, they've got 3.
And Coach Egan's has a connection with the Cardinals coach, Chris Brownlee. And what about these Cardinals, Sebastian? They are on a roll now, 2 wins after the Lusinger loss.
Definitely, and like Rufus said about the game that we covered last week at Lusinger, they put up a great fight, great effort, and a lot of what stopped that team from getting that W is, I think, star player Will Newman being a little passive in that 4th quarter and that second half as well. So I look for 2 big guys tonight. Shemezi, the all-star center, if you want to call him, the big guy that they're hoping for so much for. I think he's going to step up tonight, and I think Will Newman is going to do what he's supposed to do tonight and step up for his team like the leader he is.
Also, Sergio Blandon of the Cardinals. He's the glue that holds this Lawndale team together. But the big X factor, I should say, is Shemezi Matu. We'll be back with the starting lineups and the opening tip-off right after this. Back court side in Lawndale's Cardinal nest. There you see the Cardinals getting fired up. They've won 2 in a row already. 5-2 overall this early season. Last year they were 20-9, 7-3 in Pioneer action. Good enough for second place. The Hawthorne Cougars, meanwhile, surprising 3-1 so far. Winners of 2 in a row. Last year they were 3-24 overall and 0-10. Last place in the Ocean League, of course, did not go into the CIF playoffs. And the new head coach, as we've been talking about in the pregame for the Hawthorne Cougars, David Egan's in his first year from Inglewood High School, class of 1997, 2 years after not Chris Paul, but the Boston Celtics future Hall of Fame, Paul Pierce. So let's go over the starting lineups for the Hawthorne Cougars. Number 3, Caleb Ross will be at 1 forward position. Number 0, Dominic McClendon will be a forward swingman. Number 11, Devin Garner. Number 12, Akeem Allen, a shooting guard. And we're waiting to see who the 5th starter will be in just a moment. Let's see who we have out there. Number 20, Davion Lee, is the 5th starter for the Hawthorne Cougars. There you see the assistant coach, Kurt Milton, for the Hawthorne Cougars. And now let's switch over to the Lawndale Cardinals, the home team, coached by Chris Brownlee in his second year. Number 1, Will Newman, the leading scorer on this team, a 6'2 senior.
Also a senior, number 3.
The point guard, number 3, Myron Phillips, coming in at 5'9", 180 pounds. Then it will be the big man that everybody's been talking about, hoping for him to make his breakout. Chemezi Metu at 6'9", 180 pounds, just a baby, just a sophomore. 15 years old and looks like he's going through the metal detector. Then a kid that impressed us the other night at Luziger High School, a 5'9" senior, number 10, the point guard, Nathan, Big Nate McAnally.
Excellent ball handler.
And then the glue, so says Chris Brownlee of this Cardinal team, number 20, another senior, a forward, 6'1", 175 pounds, Sergio Blandon. The Cardinals at 5-2 are coached by Chris Brownlee in his second year. 23-10 is his record. And boy, he has really changed the culture here at Lawndale.
Certainly has, Lou, and he's changed it. It was doing well and continued in its winning ways, and he's building a good foundation with what he has. And Me Too is the centerpiece of that foundation and has been and will be for hopefully the next 2 years.
He is a project, and we have just been waiting for him to get his game together. And in his defense, the coaching staff has wanted him to play inside. Now they've decided to take him outside a little bit, so said Chris Brownlee. And we're going to see how the adjustments are going to be made. And that half-court ball game can kind of mess up with a full-court game.
It certainly can, but let's look at what he's got tonight. He's got a tremendous height advantage as we look at the Hawthorne Cougars who are on the floor. He clearly is the tallest guy that's out there. You would expect him to dominate. Coming into the screen is the referee, Mark Harvey. His partner tonight is Damian Boland.
Caleb.
Mr. Harvey with the ball, getting ready for the toss.
Caleb Ross will be jumping against Metu to start this ball game off. Glad you joined us on CityTV. And wouldn't you know, Metu, but Caleb Ross has some pretty good hops, almost got up there. As Myron Phillips brings it across. Now Metu way outside, gets it out front to Blandon.
Man-to-man defense being shown by Hawthorne.
Metu double team, that leaves McAnally open for an easy bucket from the baseline.
And I already like what I saw that Metu did, Lou. He didn't hold on to the ball, spotted the open man when he felt the pressure. Excellent pass, and they score a bucket off of it.
And the Cougars aren't afraid to shoot. That shot by Garner wouldn't go down. Now the ball goes to Allen. Allen from the free throw line. Rebound up high to Metu, gets it outlet to McAnally. Just underway here at Lawndale High School. Newman, dribble drive. Kind of it goes, it wouldn't go. And it'll be a two-shot foul for Will Newman.
Excellent drive to the basket by Newman. Went penetrate the right side of the lane, got it up on the board as you can see on the replay. Protected the ball, arm grab there. Easy call for the official.
Foul was on number 12, Akeem Allen, his first personal, first team foul, and the first foul shot is up and in by Newman. That's 1 point, 74% free throw shooter on the season. So Lawndale looking pretty confident early. A big win at Palos Verdes last night, 57-54. And 2 points for Newman from the line. Good pressure defense by Lawndale. Layup from the baseline by Allen won't go down. Rebound though, goes up and in.
Davion Lee with the basket.
And in flying in is Metu. The rebound though comes off after the miss by Phillips. And we're going to go the other way. Ball goes out of bounds.
Okay, no foul call, so that's good news for Metu. He was expecting the foul. I was expecting it. Great hustle on his part, though, to get there.
Good non-call, I thought. McClendon with it, dribbles in and lays it in, slashing in from the wing, Rufus. Good play by Dominic. Phillips with it, being pressured by Allen. Now gets it across to McAnally. Matu went up for the shot, but it was knocked away by Ross. And now Blandon with it. Down underneath to Matu. Nice turnaround, but it won't go down. A little bit too hard off the glass. Rebound is off to McClendon. Gets the ball over to Garner. 3-point shot off the mark by Allen. And back comes McAnally for the Cardinals.
The
Newman.
pace is so fast.
Wow. Beautiful pass by Newman to Blandon. So it's 6-4, and stepping on the sideline is the ball carrier, Davion Lee. So first turnover of the ball game.
I mean, this is fast and furious. Every time I get ready to make a point, 2 other plays have happened that makes it old news by the time we can get to it.
Garner reached in, knocked the ball away from McAnally. It'll remain Cardinal ball. 31 seconds on the shot clock, 5:46 left in the game clock here in the first quarter. Entertaining game. There you see the new head coach for the Cougars, David Egan's. Was an assistant coach over at West LA Tech. McAnally slips down, and now the ball is kicked by Newman. That'll go out of bounds to the Cougars in their own end. With 5:38 left to go in the first.
Absolutely. Good ball game so far, though. We're only 2.5 minutes in, and you've seen virtually a whole game's worth of action thus far.
Garner brings it across, gets it over to Ross. Now to McClendon from the baseline. That won't go down. McAnally up high for the rebound. Gets it to Newman. Long pass to Matu. Little hook shot.
That's his shot.
Beautiful little hook shot.
If he perfects that shot, which I kept calling for last week,
Oh!
that's what's going to make him a player extraordinaire. And that's a 3-pointer by Dominique McClendon.
That's right. It makes it 8-7. Now the ball is underneath. Ball is blocked away. 2 blocks by Matu. That time down.
And this officiating crew of Harvey and Boland are letting them play thus far.
Blandon. Now we have a foul on, going to be on Dominic McClendon, I do believe, on the block. So that'll be Dominic's second team foul. And that'll bring Sergio Blandon to the line. 4 out of 10 so far this year from the line. He's one of these kids that gets better as the game goes on.
Definitely does. Finds his rhythm, gets in the flow of the game, both offensively and defensively.
So no changes yet on either side. And 4:51 left to go in the first quarter. And why not? All these kids are playing terrific so far. That one misses. Blandon gets his own rebound and puts it in. He has 5 points in this first quarter. 3-point shot from the top of the key is off the mark by Garner. Rebound is off, goes out of bounds. It'll be Cardinal ball with 4:38 left in the first.
Cougars went to sleep on the defensive board, and Blandon just came in after the missed free throw and scored a deuce out of it.
Whipped underneath, back to Matu. Terrific passing, but it worked. Matu maybe put the ball down a little bit too low, got knocked away.
You read it correctly, Lou.
Shot
Gotta
taken.
keep the ball up high.
Nice little floater by Akeem Allen. Biggest lead of the night, and the ball is stolen and put up and in by Allen.
Turnover by the Cardinals leads to that basket by Allen.
Pardon me, now it's all tied up at 11. Here comes Phillips to Matu. Gets it back to Newman and loses the ball.
Consecutive turnovers on the Cardinals.
Now the Cougars have a chance to take their first lead. McClendon drives against Matu to lay it up and in. 7 points.
They're challenging the big man, Lou, and so far he's doing a good job of staying out of foul trouble. That tip put up and in by Sergio Blandon And here in the first quarter, he's already got 7 points.
All tied up at 13. Long three and a foul. Is that going to go against Blandon?
It certainly is, and it's going to be 3 shots for Akeem Allen.
First personal, first team foul. 2 Cardinals are going to fly in and a Cougar. Akeem Allen coming in has 3 shots. Makes the first one. And they take the lead. So now time is called by the officials.
Well, the substitute tried to come in. Normally you come in on the second shot, but because he was fouled on a 3-pointer, you don't come in until prior to the 3rd shot. And that's what they should have said. Normally you come in prior to the 2nd shot, but on a 3-point attempt with a foul, you come in prior to the 3rd shot.
Jamal Heckard comes in for Davion Lee for the Cougars. Chris White comes in for the Cardinals as the second out of 3 shots is made. So 6 points for Akeem Allen and a 2-point Cougar lead. So far, rate the game, Coach.
So far, it's a very good game, especially if you're Hawthorne, again, on the road here in front of a very energetic Lawndale Cardinal team, and you're leading by a pair with 3:20 to go in the first. Although it's been an up and down pace, the big man has 1 basket so far and came in on a nice dunk attempt on one that wasn't successful. Again, you got to feed him some more inside, I think.
What did Marcus Johnson say? Feed the big dog, he'll guard the yard.
There you go.
But that hook shot that he made, that would have made some guy named wearing number 33 around town.
Would have made him proud. And that's what, if you recall last week, fans, we were talking about that. He's got to find his spot on the floor and own it.
Devontae Patterson also in the ball game for the Cardinals. And it goes out of bounds. And let's see, did a Cougar touch it? No. So it'll be Hawthorne ball right underneath their own basket.
Although I thought Hawthorne deflected it out, but apparently it was touched the second time.
Allen gets around Phillips, little floater, won't go down. Rebound to Dominic McClendon. Gets it back outside. Rotates it around to Allen.
Cardinals playing a zone defense, a 2-3 zone they're showing right now.
To Allen, the chatterbox in this Cougar team. Ball is tipped away by Matu, but run down by the Cougars. And Patterson touched it out of bounds, so it'll be Hawthorne ball. 11 seconds left in their shot clock.
Cardinals couldn't quite get to it, even though they forced a near turnover.
Gardner with it, trying to go around the defense from the wing. That won't go down. Rebound is bounced around and taken by Chris White of the Cardinals. Full court pressure. Matu with it, playing a point guard now. Puts a move on. And now gets it over to Phillips. Patterson with it. Trying to dribble around Heckard. Couldn't do it. Nice defense by the Cougars with 2:29 left to go in this quarter. And a 2-point Hawthorne lead. 21 seconds left on the Cardinals shot clock. Ball bounced in to Newman.
Ooh, nice pull up by Newman with the triple. Will Newman.
Just like that, they get the lead back with 1 point. But here comes Hawthorne back. Nice block by Newman.
Give it up, big man.
Matu dribbled around, now finds Patterson, who lays it in from the baseline. I didn't see anything wrong with that. 3-point shot, air ball by McClendon. Newman picks it up. And a timeout on the floor, 30-second timeout.
No, officials timeout because the shot clock is not right. It's at 29. is
Yeah.
what he's asking them. And the ball came up and came in. It was at half court.
Sure
Surely
did.
that took more than a second.
So there you see the score. There you see Devontae Patterson. And now Chris Brownlee talking it over with Mark Harvey and Dave Egan's.
And while we've got a moment, Lou, and I'm going to say this about that, and not to be a dead horse or point in the ground, but I'd much rather see the big man not lead the break, but instead give the ball up to a ball handler and sprint the floor and get in position to be on the receiving end of the fast break.
Right, absolutely. And again, hopefully that lesson will be learned. But right now, the ball isn't even in play, and Matu and McClendon are having some words.
Yeah. Well, Matu's having some fun out there, and I got to say, his performance thus far here in the first quarter has been a lot better tonight than it was against Lusinger a week ago. But then again, Hawthorne ain't Lusinger.
Devontae Patterson goes up for the shot, and he's whacked by Caleb Ross. That'll be his first personal, third team foul, and 2 shots at the line for number 23. Fouled hard. But in talking to Coach Brownlee about that, point about playing Lusinger. Lusinger now is such a local powerhouse, not only, air ball. It's not only a local powerhouse, but everybody knows Lou House now.
Right.
Is that they were a little intimidated going there, playing Lou House, and saw that the Olympians had been spending a lot of time in the weight room. So now they want to be like Lou House. Spent the time in the weight room in the last week. As McClendon dribbles around Matu to lay it up and in.
And we've seen
9
McClendon
points for
really
Dominic.
come on. I can remember, if I'm not mistaken, when McClendon was playing lower level basketball for the Cougars. Going to get a bumping foul that's going to go against number 23, Devontae Patterson, coming up the sideline.
So that'll be his first personal. Only the second team foul against the Cardinals. And coming on, Marquin Walton. And coming out, Chris White.
White gave him some good minutes, though.
Yep. Marquin, they're looking for a big boost from that young man. Long three-pointer by McClendon won't go down, and up high is Will Newman. Here he comes, leading the fast break, whips it to Matu on the left side. Nice baseline move. Wow. 3-point Cardinal lead, high off the glass. Rebound is up, no, Matu with the rebound. Back come the Cardinals. Here comes Phillips. Phillips from outside to Walton. Dividends right off the bat. And a 6-point lead, 35 seconds left. And
got a foul on the ground, says the official, Mark Harvey.
That's Matu.
His first third-team foul.
Now, you know you're being a star when here the local PA guy says just one name.
There you go.
Shemezi.
And this is where he has this is dangerous territory for him. You're going to get goaltending is the call against him as he went up, pinned it against the glass.
What if we can see that again, guys? So now it's 23-19 is the score after the goaltending. And just trying to credit who got that. Was that Devin Carter who did that, shot that?
I believe so. And the shot
So give
clock
him
is
the
off.
bucket. Number 11, Devin Garner with the shot. It's 23-19. Here comes a shot. Nice little rainbow shot by Caleb Ross, his first bucket of the game. And puts him right back in it within 2 to end the quarter, right at the buzzer. So an exciting game. There you see the little teardrop falling. So let's go to Rashawn Haylock. All right, well, leading scorer in the first quarter for the Hawthorne Cougars, Akeem Allen with 6 points, actually 9 points for Dominic McClendon, and 7 points for Sergio Blandon. And now let's go to Rashawn.
And thanks a lot, Lou. You alluded to it during the pregame about the relationship that Coach Egan's has with the Brownlees. When he was at Inglewood High School, the principal there was Ed Brownlee, who of course is the father of Coach Brownlee. And Egan's is very grateful of the relationship that he had with Principal Brownlee, crediting him for a lot of the values and life lessons that he learned and holds on to this day. Also, the older brother of Coach Brownlee, Anthony, Coach Egan's credits with being responsible for leading him to the travel basketball circuit. He said before he met Anthony, he had no travel ball experience whatsoever. Anthony led him to that, which of course has led him to going on to play Division I basketball and has him here as a coach today, fellas.
Thank you very much, Rashawn Haylock. Always interested in the local history behind these two programs, or any program that we cover.
What's even more interesting is Rashawn Haylock's ability to mine those nuggets of information that no other journalist
He loves
in the
to
Los
get
Angeles area can get to.
He has no fingernails. He digs so hard. He doesn't use a shovel. Garner passes it off. A nice shot by Caleb Ross to put it up and in. 4 points for Caleb. And it's a tie game. Three-point shot put up by Patterson. That won't go down. Rebound is being chased down. Nice save by Allen. But they say stepped out of bounds. I don't know, Rufus.
I must admit, I thought it looked pretty good from our vantage
There's our
point.
replay. Yep, great shot, guys.
Well, he's not touching the ball, though. I mean, he's touching the inbound.
Yep. Plus his foot, his foot did not touch out of bounds at all. Patterson with it. Gets it down to Neal. Eric Neal with his first bucket of the game. Eric Neal, a 5'11 senior, and a stolen ball. A turnover by Hawthorne. Patterson hangs. Rebound is up and off. Blandon with it. And loses the ball. Back comes Garner. Garner trying to go coast to coast. Ball volleyballed out of the air. Now a three-point shot put up by Allen. That won't go down. Rebound is off to Neal. Matu is not in the ball game, so we're going to see a little bit faster pace, I would imagine. Patterson with it. We have a completely different lineup, period, put out by Brownlee.
Right.
Completely different look. But it's preseason, why not? Blandon hangs in the air, kind of it goes. It won't go down. He'll get two at the line.
And you're right, Lou. Sergio Blandon, the only starter out on the court right now. McNally getting ready to reappear. Wow, that was a travel. But it's so difficult to call a travel on that spin move.
First shot by Blandon. Rolls around and down with 8 points. And that was the first personal on Jamal Heckard and the fourth team foul. Makes them both. Now he has 9 points. And a 27-23 lead for the Cardinals over Hawthorne in this terrific crosstown rivalry. Allen puts up a scoop shot and it falls in. 8 points for Akeem Allen. Now with the ball, Chris McKeel.
Wow.
And a travel. Also in the ball game, Dion Evans, Rufus. At least that's who took a little bunny hop. Now Clinton Jones in the ball game, a point guard for Hawthorne. And the ball is stolen away by Chris McKeel.
And although no relation that we know of, when you say the name Evans, you can't help but think of Jerry Evans over on those great losing teams. Good call, foul by McAnally, as going up for the basket was Akeem Allen. McAnally with the good foul.
Nate McNally, his first, team's fourth.
Going to the line is Akeem Allen. This is the first one as he is now 2 out of 3. Shemezi back in the ball game along with Marquin Walton. So another different look. Is Chris Brownlee not afraid to mix and match?
Well, with this
Kind of like
lineup,
the losing your Olympian shoes.
essentially going with a 4-guard lineup is what you have. You might generously call Marquin Walton a forward, but basically he's got 4 guards and the big guy.
So it's a 1-point ball game. And Akeem.
And that's what the folks pay to see right there, Lou.
You can see a more relaxed Shemezi tonight, not playing in Lou House. Very comfortable in the cozy Cardinal nest.
Very comfortable, and very comfortable also with the big height advantage that he has. That's where he has to be careful. You want to see him. He only has 1 foul thus far here in the early going of the second quarter. Picked up that foul in the first.
McClendon made the first bucket, but 2 almost slammed that one home. 3-pointer jerked up by Neal. That won't go down. Rebound is off. Taken by McKeel. McKeel in a lot of trouble. Matu down underneath, but the pass goes awry. McNally with the good hands.
Down.
And now you saw it, the referees saw it, or the officials saw it.
Well, Coach Brownlee called for a 30, although one of those shots did not hit the rim, which should not have been a shot clock reset. And that's an awful lot of action for only 15 seconds have gone off of the 35-second shot clock.
So 30-second timeout. A 1-point ball game, as you can see. Chris Brownlee putting out all sorts of guys on the lineup. There you see McAnally coming in. Matu with the slam. Nice pass by Nate McAnally.
Excellent pass by McAnally and Matu with the slam. Those are the kind of confidence building plays. Those are the kind of things that you want to see him do.
Now you were talking about that. He's got to run, be the point man on the break.
There you go. And of course, as you said, you got to feed the big man. That's a fundamental of basketball. If he runs the floor, you got to feed him.
Newman going up for the 3 off the mark, and a wide body Brian Ross in the game gets the rebound.
Whoa,
almost a travel. Was a travel. 5 turnovers apiece unofficially.
When you come to that jump stop, Lou, you can't drag your foot. There you saw the drag there. Wow.
McAnally going up for the layup during the replay, and he was fouled by Brian Ross. And going to the line is Nate McAnally, making a terrific assist on Shemezi's slam dunk. So Nathan, 5 out of 7 from the line, make it 6 out of 8. That's on the season, not tonight.
But that's a very high percentage. That's
a lot.
A lot. I'll tell you in a moment how much it is. You just got to give me a minute. I think that's 75%.
He made the 2 now, so that's 7 out of 9. And there's a 3-point shot that's buried by Devin Garner. 5 points for Devin. And now we're tied up again, Rufus. And a turnover forced by the Hawthorne defense.
Tried to feed the big man the 2, but threw it at his feet. No big man likes him there. You got to get the ball up.
That's it.
For your big guys.
Allen with a 3. Catch and shoot. Looks like it's in the backyard. 12 points for Akeem. And then a stolen ball, and Devin Garner puts it up and in. He has 7.
And all of a sudden, Lawndale down by 5 at 36-31.
on the big three by Allen, and then the steal. Coming back in the ball game is Blandon.
Replacing Mark Quinn.
Marquin Walton. You see almost a takedown by Walton. Maybe that's why he's out of the ball game. Is that a foul? No.
No foul call, just baseline out of bounds.
McAnally in the right place, but can't make the finish. Matu misses, and Newman picks up the garbage and puts it back in.
You gonna give Matu a pass on that?
Absolutely,
An assist?
he'll tell you.
All right.
Didn't hit anything, did it?
No.
Rebound, 2 rebounds on the offensive boards, won't go. Newman feeds it to McAnally. Nice play to get around Garter. Nate has 6 points now, Rufus, and it's a 1-point ball game. Look out. Garner is fouled by Sergio Blandon, his second personal, 5th team foul. Hack. A non-shooting foul, so it'll be inbounded by Allen, way out front to Garner. Zone defense still being employed by the Cardinals.
Cardinals again suffering from the turnovers that bit them last week. Wow, that one's going to be a little bit. Well, McAnally did a great job to save the ball. Not sure it really helped us cause. Good block there by the big man.
Blandon from behind. Newman.
Newman with a pull-up jumper, can't get it to go. McAnally, was that Blandon? Looks like it was Sergio Blandon. They're going to give credit on that basket, too.
Really? McAnally put it up.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. 3-point shot by Garner. Garner now has 10 points, 2 3-pointers in this quarter. And look out, Allen. And nice tip up and in by Ross. 6 points. So it's 41-37. McAnally misses. Rebound is put right back up by Newman for 3.
Me too with the assist because he went up, got the rebound, passed it out to Newman. Newman hits the triple, makes it a 1-point ball game at 41-40.
Nice play by Ross to complete that pass, a beautiful pass from outside.
That was Brian Ross on that one instead of Caleb.
And that was Newman, and he has a dozen. And a 1-point ball game and a timeout on the floor with 1:57 left to go in the first half. And a very entertaining ball game from the Cardinal nest. There you see Shemezi.
Because we've got 40 points plus on each side. He's going to see Shemezi here with the assist. Gives it off to Will Newman and scored a layup.
And a no-looker. But Hawthorne has taken the ball away underneath on the inbound pass surface twice and have scored on it.
Well, and again, turnovers, and points off of turnovers. And that was 2 baskets off of 2 turnovers by the Cardinals. And right now, that's a part of what's contributed to them being down by a point at 43-42 as Coach Brownlee rallies his troops.
Biggest lead for the Cougars was 36-31.
And I have Lawndale with their largest lead at 23-17 in the first quarter.
So neither team could get traction against the other. And that's the way you want it, at least in the first half. Heck, I'd like to see it all game long. Yeah. This is a terrific game to watch. McClendon.
And if the Stars stay out of foul trouble, I got a funny feeling that's what you're going to see. And McClendon, who has no fear at all of me too, went straight at him, and he draws the foul. Is going to send him to the line to shoot too.
Yeah, Shemezi had really no choice. You got all arm. You didn't get any ball there, son.
And when you come down and across, the other part of it is, guys have to understand there's certain things that attract the eye of the official toward calling a foul, and that hack move, if you will, that chop move, I guess that's a little more politically correct, will lend itself to that foul call.
12 points now for McClendon in the first half, and it's a 2-point ball game. Newman with a rainbow air ball. McClendon way up high to get that one before Matu even knew it was coming down. 1:30 left to go in the first half. Garner getting around his man, and as a matter of fact, Deion Evans put a little hold on him. And that could be bonus time. So Deion Evans with his first personal. 7th team foul. Matu and Evans come out. Beckles, Orlando Beckles, and McAnally come in.
Hadn't seen much of the Beckle brothers tonight.
This is our first appearance, our first Beckles sighting. Free throw, no good. McAnally brings it across. 1:23 left to go. Nice move by Newman. Can't finish though. McClendon way up high for the rebound. He should dominate on the boards if Matu's going to stay down for the next minute 10. Akeem Allen with a nice scoop shot. 14 for Akeem. 46-42. McAnally trying to go the wing but lost the ball. Picked back up. Beckles had it blocked away by McClendon. Lucky to keep it.
Still plenty of time on the shot clock. Wow, okay,
And
good.
a good move by Will Newman.
Draws the foul, he'll go to the line to shoot 2. You see his jump stop in there. The defenders converge on him, but in their attempt to block the shot, he's fouled a couple of times.
I'm assuming it's against Caleb Ross. First foul shot rattles home. 13 points now for Newman. Newman, a 74%er coming into tonight's game from the line. That one is off the mark. 45 seconds left to go in the first half. McClendon being guarded by Blandon. And a reach.
Yeah.
So Blandon gets nailed with the foul. That's is that his third? So there's our first player in foul trouble, and it's Sergio Blandon. As a matter of fact, coming in for Sergio is Chris White. So McClendon going to the line to shoot 2, already has a dozen points. And a 3-point Cougar lead, and this one rolls in. 13 for Dominic. There you see the new head coach of the Cougars, David Egan's. Next foul shot, that is in. 14 points in the first half for McClendon.
So back out to a 5-point lead. Clock hasn't started with 40 seconds left here. Let's see what they're going to put it at.
25 seconds. It shows 10 seconds off the shot clock. I don't think so.
Well, the game clock didn't run either. But they're going to let it hold at 40 seconds.
Byron Phillips for the Cardinals. Phillips trying to get around a pick, but McClendon would have nothing to do with it. McAnally has the ball taken away by Garner, and now McAnally.
is going to be. Yep, Fisher caught him with his hand in the cookie jar, Lou.
So that's his second on a silly foul.
It's going to send Hawthorne back to the line for another 1-and-1.
Devin Garner with the shot, makes it. He has 11 points now.
And that's what you got to do as a good team. If you notice, they've converted the front end of their last 2 1-and-1 attempts.
In and out.
Wow.
But Garner
Another
gets the
turnover.
rebound, misses, and sent back out.
Offensive rebound. Let's see if this leads to a basket. They're going to take the last shot of the half. They're leading by 6. Their biggest lead here in the first half.
Allen with it. Gets it over to Garner. Back to Allen. 5 seconds left. Allen. Nice move. Gets in the paint. A little running jump shot. 16 points at the buzzer. So a 51-43 lead going into the locker room, Rufus. And Hawthorne has to be very happy with what they've done here at Lawndale High School.
Well, they certainly are. First of all, to have such a commanding lead, as you see the replay here of that last basket, which extended the lead out to 8 at 51-43, has left this Lawndale crowd a bit stunned here in the first half.
All right, let's go to Rashawn.
I saw McClendon was able to get some ISOs against Metu. Was that the game plan coming into tonight?
Well, we know that he's a bigger guy, and I told you earlier, he's a big wide body who can play outside and inside, so we definitely want to take advantage of that.
Hey, thanks for stopping. That's Coach Eakins, guys.
Thank you very much, Rashawn Haylock. And David Eakins has to be very happy with the way his Cougars have performed thus far, Rufus.
Well, he certainly does, because in that second quarter, they put up 30 points in the quarter, gave up 20. Lawndale scored 20 of their own, and after leading by 2 at the end of 1, Lawndale now finds themselves down by 8 at the halfway mark, 51-43. A bit of a surprise for this home crowd that their team is in this position, but it sets up a great second half. Now, here's a part of what contributed to that. In the latter part of the second quarter, Metu was taken out after he picked up the second foul. Great piece of coaching by Coach Chris Brownlee, not wanting to risk it any further. And certainly not picking up the third foul in the first half. So, Lawndale Cardinals, although they're down by 8, they've got reason to be optimistic. And the Hawthorne Cougars did exactly what they're supposed to do. They attacked the soft underbelly of the Cardinal defense.
And with that, we'll be back after this with the unofficial halftime stats and the second half action. Coming up on City TV. Just before the third quarter action here at Lawndale High School, the Cougars have an 8-point lead. Let's go to Sebastian.
Hey, thanks a lot, Lou and Rufus. One of the bright spots for the Cardinals in that first half was Chemezi and Will Newman. We talked about them in the pregame about how they need to get more involved. Will Newman, very aggressive in that first half. So is Chemezi. As for the bad side, a lot of points off turnovers, a lot of not stopping the ball, pressure coming up the floor for Hawthorne. That's what led to those points inside, because when you have a big man like that inside, it should not be that many points deep in the paint. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much, Sebastian. Let's go over the leading scores for the Cardinals. 11 points for Will Newman, 6 points for Chemezi, 8 for Nathan McAnally, and 9 points for Sergio Blandon, 2 for Devontae Patterson, 3 for Marquin Walton. For the Cougars, Caleb Ross had 4 points, 12 points for Dominic McClendon, and Devin Garner had 9 points, has 9 points, 16 points for Akeem Allen to lead all scorers, 2 points for Davion Lee, and 4 for Brian Ross. So what do the Cardinals have to do as the Cougars put on a little run at the end of the half?
It's real simple. You got to play better defense. When you give up 30 points in a quarter at this level, that's a lot of points. I mean that's a per quarter, that's a 120-point pace. Now, we know they won't score at that pace, but you still gave up way too many baskets. And why did you do it? Not that they were doing anything great. You turned the ball over, and they scored off a turnover. So 2 things you got to do. 1, play better defense, and 2, protect the ball better than what they did, which led to the baskets. And the obvious one is keep the big man on the court, which they did a good job, for as long as they could. He picked up 2 fouls. You're forced to take him out, but now you got the second half. He should be able to get substantial playing time in this half.
7-0 run put together by the Cougars to close out the half, Rufus, or 7-1 run, I should say. But, 30 points. And you're exactly right. A lot of turnovers by the Cardinals. And so we'll see if they can turn it around here in the third quarter or not.
Now, to the Cardinals' credit, they've put up some huge numbers in their scoring-wise in their preseason games. Listen at some of these numbers. 96 in a win, 68 in a loss, and they only gave up 69, 76 in another win against Chavez, and 75 against Roosevelt.
Okay.
And the other thing is they've been off for 5 days. And this Cardinal team, and that's the other point. In all fairness to the Cardinal team, they just played last night. In fact, they've had 2 games in the last 2 days.
And they'll have another one tomorrow. So Chris Brownlee told me, even though it's not on the schedule, they're scheduled to play Palisades on the 19th at the Windward Winter Classic. So they'll play Palisades and Carson and Windward.
So a physically demanding schedule for them. And in all fairness, now that we break it down that way, they may be a little tired. Wow, Buddy missed by Blandon.
And McClendon with the rebound brings it across. No foul called. Coming in all the way coast to coast. Nice shot by Caleb Ross. Has a half a dozen. Now that's a 10-point lead. First double-digit lead by either team. Shemezi gets around his man and lays it in. That was nice. Getting around Davion Lee.
Well, Davion Lee's a foot shorter.
Well, still, that was a nice move to slide by.
Yeah, it was.
That was
take nothing away from it and to score the basket. I like what the big man did.
Big 3. That won't go down by Ross. I tell you, that was a boot scoop boogie and the electric slide all in one by Shemezi. And a nice layup and in by Garner. Garner has 11 points. And a 10-point lead again. Nice pass by McAnally and a better finish by Newman. And he has 13 points. Turnover. Newman has to run it down before it was another turnover. McAnally stutter steps, gets it back outside. Baseline jumper by Phillips won't go down. Shemezi with the rebound.
Great
nice pass underneath by Blandon. And we have 3 seconds.
Big man forgot to get out the key. He was admiring his pass so much and forgot where he was standing at.
Yeah, he was just admiring his work.
But and for good reason. As I said, I got to give him credit. He's made some very good passes tonight, particularly down in the low post.
Shot off the mark. Shemezi with the rebound, and back he comes. Gives the ball off to McAnally. Now to Phillips.
And all of a sudden, the parade goes by.
The band. And the band played on. It's good to see the band here tonight. They're switching sides. Matu, his shot too short. Now he gets it off the glass.
And Matu maybe got away a little bit there, Lou, with being over the back on that one.
Around the back by Akeem Allen on the dribble. Has to pick it up. Ran into a double team. Newman picked his pocket. Nope. Allen gets it back. A jump ball. Possession arrow faces the Cougars.
But timeout called first by Coach Egan. So they'll maintain possession with 23 left on the shot clock.
Now, would you have called that timeout, or would you have left the possession arrow taken?
I personally prefer that you only get 5. For you fans at home, you get 3 fulls and 2 20s. For my money, at this stage of the game, I'm leading. I'm going to hold on to that timeout down the road a little bit. But, there are different schools of thought. I, for one, just like in football, don't believe that any player should be able to call a timeout on the field. You only get 3.5. And those babies are precious.
Not 3.5 fouls, but 3 fouls and a half.
3 timeouts and a half.
There you go. There were 3 timeouts, right. Rebound is off by Garner. Now it's Akeem Allen going around a McClendon pick and buried it. Akeem Allen. He has 19 points.
Who knew?
Akeem did. He told me. Chemezi has it, top of the key. Didn't want to go against McClendon, so he gives it to Phillips. Let the little guys fight it out.
Good decision on his part. Now he's got to get down underneath. See,
So
that's not where you got McAnally down there instead.
And McAnally scores the bucket. Says, well, if you're not going to get down there, I'll do it. That's what I like about him. He just keeps digging. Kind of like Rashawn on those Nugget stories. Gets those fingernails dirty right down to the bone. A long shot taken and goes in. That's another 3-pointer by Akeem Allen. 22 points for Akeem.
He's having a huge, huge night. Got himself in the running for that coveted POG.
And David Egan's is not happy with the call. Have mass substitutions now, and we have a double Beckles sighting. Delano and Rolando.
Just about to say a 10-point game at 61-51.
Ball is run down by Eric Neal. Now to Beckles. Beckles wants to go against Garner, throws up a prayer, not answered, but he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Good job by Delano to put the shot up.
And that was young Mr. Beckles with that one.
Garner gets the foul. That's his first personal. First team foul. And Delano makes things happen right away, but you got to finish it.
You got to. Again, we talked about that in the first half, how Hawthorne took advantage of their free throw opportunities, particularly the one-on-ones. This, of course, was a 2-shot foul, but you got to approach it the same way in terms of wanting to get that first one to go.
Garner with it. Changes directions, has the ball tipped by Patterson, and somebody's fouled. I believe Garner was fouled. Dion Evans. Dion Evans commits the foul. That's his second personal. First team foul. Devin Garner will shoot 2. Devin owns 11 points already.
Evans, a wide receiver on the football team, just starting to round into basketball shape based on our conversation with Coach Brownlee last week. Expects him to fully be in shape as he skies for the rebound there. Wow, gets a travel call against him. Official Damian Bolin right on top of the play. Says you shuffle the feet.
So turned the ball over, did Lawndale, and McClendon put it up. The rebound was tipped up by Ross, Caleb Ross, and now we have a whistle and a loose ball foul. And that was on number 20, Davion Lee. Team second, and Davion's first, and it'll be turned back over to Lawndale. Inbound pass that was tipped by Garner, grabbed by Evans, and who's going to get possession of the ball?
Looks like Hawthorne's going to get possession, and Evans is going to head back to the bench. Coach recognizing that he needs another ball handler in there. Now he's doing a good thing. He's trying to keep Evans. We don't have it in the screenshot, but Coach talking to Evans doesn't want him to get discouraged.
And McClendon greeted Chris White with a hip check. Now I'm listening to the Lawndale PA announcer. He sounds a lot like LT of the Lakers.
LT for the uninitiated, Lawrence Tanner.
The Lawrence Tanner. A great guy in his own right. So good defense on the inbound pass, and now a whistle on the floor. And the loose ball foul is going to be called on Chris White.
Well, it looks like they called it. The house announcer said they call a double foul.
Oh, and then on McClendon as well?
Right, because what you would have had, you had guys doing a lot of pushing and shoving.
That's what they've been doing, jockeying for position, and now a three-point shot put up. That's missed by Garner. Nice rebound, and won't go down for Lee. The rebound is up, count it, and one by Dominic McClendon. And the foul is on Chris White.
Yep.
His second personal, third-team foul. So for Dominic, he now has 14 points, looking for the old-fashioned three. And misses that one. Beckles with the rebound. Orlando passes it off to Patterson. Patterson now. And McClendon ran into Eric Neal.
Now, is McClendon on the football team?
I believe he was.
He certainly has more of a football player's appearance, although he's a great basketball player as we're seeing tonight. But, man, he looks like a D lineman.
We had some hooking and holding down underneath. There's Marquin Walton. There you see him. Inbounded the ball. There's Chris White. Another football player, I think, right?
I believe so.
So now we're having shot clock issues again. Or something. There's Chris Brownlee. So the officials.
Right
something's
now,
going on.
Looks like we got a scoring issue on top of that.
63-52, that's what we have.
And that's what the board has.
So the ball is inbounded. Maybe, well, possession arrow problem maybe.
Now you got Rashawn over there figuring things out.
And now, the violation too long as Marquin Walton took too long to inbound the ball. And that's turnover unofficially, very unofficially, number 10 for Lawndale. Ball is inbounded to Akeem Allen. Gets around his man, and the ball is promptly stolen away by Patterson. Patterson 1-on-2, and the ball is tipped out of bounds. And it should be Lawndale ball.
And officials agree with you.
Newman comes back in for Neal.
Can't keep him out long, Lou. Not if you expect to get back into this ball game while you're trailing at 63-52, the largest deficit of the game for the Lawndale Cardinals.
Chris White, nice drive and putback. That's his first bucket of the game. Makes it a 9-point ball game with 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Dominic McClendon. Is that an offensive foul or a travel? Offensive foul. Okay. Well, they grabbed that ball and put it in like a running back. So Dominic, I believe that's number 4 on him.
Is that what you got? Okay.
That's what I have. And the Cardinals can't capitalize. Back come the Cougars. Garner. No defense at all. 13 points for Devon.
Back the other way, scoring the baskets, number 25, Marquin Walton.
That's his first bucket of the game, Rufus. McClendon brings it across the line.
Let's see how much longer Coach Brownlee leaves the big man on the bench.
Garner making a drive again. Patterson this time with him and misses. Rebound to Newman. Patterson brings it across, gets it back to Newman. Chris White trying to drive down the wing. Gets it out to Beckles and one. Did it again.
That's baby Beckles there with the basket. Delano Beckles.
Fouls on Caleb Ross. That should be his third personal, sixth team foul. Trying for the old-fashioned three is Delano. With 2:06 left to go and a big mountain to climb. And the old-fashioned is in the books.
Well, it's 2:06 in the third, so you got a lot of time to get up that mountain, and you're only down by 6. Looks like what's going to shape up to be a very good fourth quarter. Ooh.
Oh, that was a bad foul by Beckles. Delano.
His first 15 foul.
15 foul. Hakeem Allen with 22 points, Rufus. Make that 23.
You know, the more I see this Hawthorne team, they've got some pretty good talent on this team.
They're very consistent, and you know what? They're already very well coached.
And it's just a shame, fans, that due to a change in fiscal policy by the CIF Southern Section Office, which substantially raised the rights fees 5 times greater than what they currently are, has impacted our ability to bring you the same quantity, not the quality. The quality is the same as it's always been.
No,
it's the
it
quantity.
gets better every year.
We can't. This year we've only got 5 broadcasts committed to right now. In years gone by, we've had as many as 15 in a season where you'd see these teams 3 or 4 times. So a bit disappointing. We're working on it. I know our executive producer, Tom Strickfaden, is in consultation with the CIF office to see if that rights fee can be adjusted to allow us to bring more of these broadcasts.
Couple of turnovers, and Lawndale has the ball. The three-point shot put up by Walton, missed everything. Rebound taken out of the air by Heckard, and now it's stolen back by Beckles for 3. Delano has 6 points all in this quarter, Rufus. And rebounds put up and in by Ross. He has a half a dozen.
And they got the first half of what they wanted, another 3 put up. That one doesn't go. Can't fade away on it, though. Chris White, you got to get back in there, although he was dropping back in defense.
Sergio Blandon back in the ball game. In for Chris White, who did a good job filling in. Patterson out of the ball game as well. Myron Phillips back in. So a track team against a track team out there.
That's what you got. You got Will Newman on the floor.
Probably your 2 best players. And Beckles, he's been taking over the third quarter and does it again. 8 points for Delano. A 5-point game with about 35 seconds left. Ball is stolen. Newman, fast break, and a block is called, and this will be bonus time.
It's going to go against Caleb Ross, I believe, and by my count, that's 4 on him. Well, they're saying that's his 3rd. I had him down for 3 already.
So did I. So it'll be a 1-and-1 time for Will Newman with 13 points. So this is one of the guys who'd want at the line for the Cardinals, that's for sure. And now it's a 4-point game. 14 points for Newman.
So after trailing by as much as 11, Lawndale with a chance to draw within 3 with 32 seconds left in the third quarter.
That's why your foul shots are so important. 15 points for Will Newman, and how big are those to get back within 3? We have a 30-second timeout. And was that taken by the Cardinals? I believe it was.
Well, here's what we got, Lou. After trailing by 63-52, Lawndale has outscored Hawthorne on a 14-6 run. So, hey, let's swing it down to Sebastian Spencer.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys. Third quarters haven't looked so good for the Cardinals in these first 2 games that we covered. The last game against Lusinger, that's where they broke down in the third and let Lusinger rack up all those points that led to them being comfortable in that fourth quarter. But the first 2 minutes of the third, Chemezi played, and then Coach Brownlee took out the whole starting 5, going to his second unit, seeing if they could get a little bench opportunity for those guys. And they stepped up a little bit, led a little more momentum. Will Newman coming back. Let's see what they do in the fourth.
Thank you very much, Sebastian. And 32 seconds left to go in this third quarter, Rufus. A steal and a bucket and a foul could tie this game up.
Well, that certainly could, but I think right now, more than anything else, you'd be content to play good, hard-nosed defense and go in down by no more than the 3 you're currently sitting at.
Ball is going to be inbounded, full court pressure by the Cardinals.
They've got a foul to give if they want to use it right now.
Taken by Garner with the shot clock off. 20 seconds left to go in the quarter. Allen being guarded by Walton. Now it's taken by Lee. Lee over to McClendon, their best player. Blocked away. Nice block by Will Newman on the turnover. And 6 seconds left to go. Blandon's going to have to put it up. Nice pass. A lot of time to Walton. Blandon to Walton. And that makes it a 1-point game. How about that, Rufus? Lawndale getting up off the mat after a standing 8 count.
They certainly did. They certainly did, because they were up against it. A good quarter for them, though, as the quarter ends with them having 68 and 69 for the Hawthorne Cougars. So an 18-point quarter for the Cougars and a 25-point quarter for Lawndale. Hey, Rayshawn Haylock, take it away.
Lawndale, and you just wonder how much gas do they have left in the tank to try to continue this comeback. Remember, this is their 3rd game in as many nights. Last night they defeated Palos Verdes in the El Segundo Palos Verdes tournament. They'll go back to that tournament tomorrow, which will be their 4th game in as many nights. I talked to Coach Brownlee about that before the game in terms of will he manage this game differently? Will he manage his substitutions differently? He said he won't. He said this team is very deep. The deepest team he's had in his 2 years that he's been here. He said that won't be a problem at all. You saw him sub out all 5 starters during that third quarter, something Sebastian alluded to earlier on. That wasn't because of fatigue or anything else. He was just unhappy with their play, guys.
All right, thank you very much, Rashawn. Good perspective as always. Caleb Ross or Davion Lee will inbound the ball for Hawthorne. Whoa. And almost stolen away as Devin Garner went the wrong way.
Exactly.
Newman almost had himself a cherry pie right there. And now we have a loose ball foul underneath. Or is it a 3-second violation?
3-second violation
on Caleb Ross.
Ross. Turnover, counts as a turnover.
3-second violation.
Delano Beckles against Akeem. This young man is pretty exciting tonight, Rufus. He's all over the place. Newman. And the ball dropped out, but a great save by Beckles.
Great save and good eye by the official.
No matter how you say it, Delano. a terrific player tonight. Myron Phillips with the between the legs dribble, gets it to Beckles. Newman, wrong way.
Shot.
He has 17 points, and that puts the Cardinals back on top by a point. Their first lead in a while since the first half. And now Beckles fouls McClendon coming across. He'll get 2 at the line. Well, let's give that to number 20, Sergio Blandon. That should be number 4. And now,
Sure looked like a foul on Beckles, though, when we saw it.
well, it did originally, but then on the replay, you could see that it was definitely Blandon. 15 points now for Dominic. It's a tie ball game. And for the lead, off the mark, Newman with the rebound. Gives it off to Phillips. It's going to be taking their time. Fourth quarter, almost a minute old. Dare I say overtime?
Well, there's still a lot of basketball time left. Have a foul on the play, gonna shoot 2.
Nice slash on the wing by Beckles and forced Davion Lee to hang on to him. Well, is that Lee or is that
It was number 12.
Number 12,
That was
Akini.
Allen.
his second personal, 8th team foul? Beckles makes the first one to break the tie. 7 points for Delano. Delano. We'll have to figure that one out. Just missed, but nice rebound by Sergio Blandon. He has 11 points, Rufus.
And if you're coach, I think you're getting close to needing a timeout here early.
Timeout called there on the
Wow.
tie-up by McClendon. Timeout called by Hakeem.
Official awards him the timeout. Thought maybe Lawndale had forced a tie-up on it and a jump ball, but timeout awarded to the
Hawthorne.
Cougars of Hawthorne. And as I said, actually, it may have been a fortuitous timeout, if you will allow me that term, because as I was saying, they were in need of stopping this Cardinal rally, and the Cardinals were just about to get on a nice run.
Timeout situation. Cougars.
Well, that's a 3-point ball game. Enjoyed now by the Cardinals, who took the lead right at the end of the third quarter, or took the lead in this fourth quarter, actually, pardon me. Inbound pass to Gardner, got away from Newman, puts up the shot, won't go down, and rebound is off to Allen. He puts up a 3, that's going to be partially blocked. And now, stepping on the baseline is Myron Phillips, so it'll be turned back over to the Cougars, right underneath their basket, with 7:37 left in the fourth quarter.
Now that would be interesting to see if we had them, because I'm not so sure that that may have been a visual situation. That foul looks like it'll go on Beckles and shoot 2. Yep.
That was number 24. Delano Beckles, his second person. 17 foul.
So free throws either way for Davion Lee. Line drives the first one. Davion with 3 points. Now it's a 2-point game. Lots of bouncing. Left-hander. Line drives that one in. Now it's a 1-point game. And 4 points for Davion, and the rebound is off on the other end. And we have an injured Cardinal down underneath his own basket. Garner puts up the layup, and now we get a whistle for 15 points for Devon. And that's a 1-point lead for the Cougars, and getting up
Myron
gingerly on that
Phillips.
left ankle. Myron Phillips, the speedy Waterbug point guard. With 6:16 left, so a timeout on the floor.
That last basket, while I was watching the injured player, was scored by whom?
Devin Garner.
Thank you.
And Devin has 15 in the ball game.
Well, they've got a couple of guys that have put up some big numbers here tonight.
21 by Allen, leading all scores. Picked by Matu. Back to Matu. Underneath to McAnally. Can't finish. Puts up with his own garbage. He cleans up his own mess. I bet his mom's proud. 75-74. A 1-point lead for Lawndale. Ball is stripped by Matu, but gotten back and put up and in by McClendon. A nice play by Dominic, who now has 17. And a seesaw goes back towards Hawthorne. McAnally and Akeem really banging it up. Beckles now. Bounce pass to Matu. Double teamed. And passed it to himself. So that's a travel.
Traveling, illegal dribble, all the same difference. Once again, big man handling the ball unnecessarily.
And you can put that all on Caleb Ross and good defense. As now Matu takes a seat. With 5:45 left to go in the fourth quarter, a 1-point Cardinal lead. Nice move by Allen to get it to roll in.
Number 12, Mr. Allen.
23 for Allen.
Back to a 3-point lead now for Hawthorne at 78-75. Still plenty of time left though.
Newman with it, gets it back out to McAnally. 5:20 left in the game clock. Pass back to Glendon, and now it's a turnover to Allen. Doesn't have the numbers, but forces a shot. It's going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow faces towards the Cardinals.
Yeah. And Coach Egan's doesn't like that call. He storms to his seat. Well,
They're saying McAnally got all ball.
and Coach Egan is saying he got all body too.
Well, McAnally's got the ball. Looking like the Cheshire Cat. 5 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter. Walton with it. Against Ross. Now gets it to McAnally, and there's a little hold on Akeem. Should be number 3 on Allen.
Number 12, his third.
9th team foul.
9th team foul. At the line, shooting 1-1, Nathan McNally.
Big Nate tries to get the first one so he can get the second one. Nathan coming in, 5 out of 7. Oh, missed that one, but it's put back up by Blandon. Now it's a tie-up. That should be Cougar ball.
Jump ball, possession Cougars.
Blandon missed a point-blank layup off the missed free throw.
That would have been huge. Full court pressure by the Cardinals, but Caleb Ross gets away from it. Goes down the lane, and let's see, they're going to call a foul.
Yep.
Marquin Walton with the foul. 8th team foul. Caleb Ross makes his first foul shot. 7 points on the night. And that swells the lead to 4. So an entertaining battle, Rufus. We've seen a little bit of everything tonight.
A little bit of everything, but I think the main thing you've seen, as has been pointed out, is Coach's willingness, Coach Brownlee that is, to give his key players a lot of rest in this game.
Beautiful pass by Beckles underneath to Blandon. Sergio with 13 points makes it a 2-point game. Tell you what, Delano has really done a job tonight, Rufus.
Oh, he has.
Now Garner with it and dribbles it off of his foot and out of bounds, turns it over. Good defense by Will Newman. And that's another thing. It seems this bench tonight seems very deep for Brownlee.
Well, it has been, and by necessity, though, again, given the fact that this is their third game in 3 nights, and they've got another one tomorrow night, 4 games in 4 days. Wow, there's a hole there, not called. Layup attempt missed.
Here comes Allen. Rebound is up, knocked out by Blandon. Here comes McAnally. McAnally gives it off to Newman. Foul and 1. Tie ball game. And Will Newman has an opportunity to give the Cardinals.
Tells the coaches to go back because he
pass.
knows if they come on the floor, he has to come out.
Yep.
Now, here's what's key about that. Excellent sportsmanship shown by, that was number 20, Davion Lee. Scored a basket. We got a tie ball game, Lou, with 3:47 left. 79 all. Newman at the line to give the Cardinals the lead.
And does. Newman with 20 points, Rufus. Here comes Akeem around McAnally. Is it a block? Yep.
It'll be a block, but a good block by McAnally. Stood in there, stepped in, I should say. He wasn't standing. If he had been standing there, he would have gotten a charge. You see him step in there.
Yep.
Which was the thing to do, make him go to the line and earn it the hard way.
23 points for number 12. Missed an opportunity to tie the game up.
And that's why you give the foul.
Now McNally sits down with 3 fouls, and Patterson, Devontae Patterson, comes in to replace him.
I think from where he's sitting on the bench, though, you shouldn't expect to see him sitting long.
Not with that defense. 24 points.
Well, you got to have ball handlers in the game right now, again, if you're Lawndale. You can't afford the turnovers, of course. If you're the crosstown Hawthorne Cougars, that's what you want to do, is exploit their propensity for turning the ball over.
Baby Beckles puts it up, and count if it goes, it wouldn't go down.
No, and they called an offensive foul on the play. He lowered his head, made up his mind, I'm going no matter what. You see the defender there.
Yep, good call.
And fans don't have the luxury of replay as we do, because if they did, they'd see that that was the correct call by the official.
So that is the 3rd personal against Delano. 3:22 left to go in the 4th quarter. 80 all. 80 in a high school game by both teams. Reach in by Blandon.
Right.
He just has to run away.
And that's going to send right now, so we're in a double bonus all the way around. Both teams will be shooting on all defensive fouls.
Now, I do believe that was number 5 on Sergio Blandon. Dominic McClendon with 17 points, shooting 2. Misses.
And again, it gets a little bit harder in the 4th quarter than it is in the 1st quarter, and it gets even harder as the game goes along. I mean, they keep that stat in terms of what a guy's shooting percentage is inside the last 5 minutes versus the first 5 minutes.
Shemezi in there for just that reason.
Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up.
Gives it to Newman. 3:10 left to go in the 4th quarter. 80 all. What a ball game we have here. The battle for the crosstown. Nice move by Newman. Left-handed side. Will Newman now with 22 points.
Clinton
Off
with
the
the
mark.
pull up, shoots an air ball.
Beckles gets it off to McKeel. Shot goes off the mark. Rebound is off.
Turnover by by Lawndale, but they tie it up and they get the ball with 2:39 left, leading by 2 at 82-80. And you're right, if this goes to overtime, we could see a triple figure night tonight.
Yeah, you might be right. I tell you what, everybody's on the edge of their seat. No one's really going crazy here. We've had 162 points scored. Brian Ross comes in, no relation to Caleb, in for Davion Lee. Uh-oh. Newman has to pick it up, and that is, oh, that's a foul. Devin Garner gets nailed with the foul.
Replay. Yeah, that was the foul there. Sort of called an advantage, disadvantage situation. The body bump by Garner is what was called.
Newman, 3-point lead now, still a one-possession game.
But Newman has stepped up and hit a couple of big free throws here in the fourth period.
Has a chance to make it a two-possession game. And despite the shot clock making noise, getting a short in it or something. Now 24 points for Will Newman. It's going to be quite a finish. 2:30 left to go in regulation.
Wow.
Oh my
that
goodness.
was a tough one for the big man to take gear.
McClendon drove against Matu, and he gets called for his third personal. Got him on the head.
But Coach Brownlee has used him terrifically tonight to have him set up where he can make a stretch run for him.
First one is in the books. 18 points for Dominic. Now it's a 3-point game with 2:27 left in the fourth quarter. Second one is short. Rebound is taken down by Matu. Gives it to McKeel. Now to Beckles.
And McClendon has missed 3 out of his last 4.
Nice pressure defense by the Cougars, and that creates a turnover.
Yet another turnover. We talked about it, we talked about it. Boy, that would have been a big scoring opportunity for them. They forced one of their own. Maybe the time now is to pull it out.
Beckles did a smart thing with the 3-point lead, followed up his miss on the block, and got it back out there with 27 seconds on the shot clock.
Plenty of time on the shot clock.
3-pointer by Newman. Rebound is off.
Who has it? Okay, now you got to reset. Now you want to work the clock. And that's what Coach Brownlee is indicating. Slow it down. That's not what you want with 26 seconds left in the shot clock.
Rebound is off to McClendon. Can maybe tie it this time back down with 1:20 left in the fourth quarter. Nervous time here at the Cardinal Nest. Garner missed on the 3-point shot. Rebound goes off of the leg of Patterson on a good defensive play, and it'll be Hawthorne ball.
Patterson tried to position himself to defend against Hawthorne getting to the basketball, but they successfully do and knock it off of him.
Full timeout taken by Lawndale with 1:11 left to go in the fourth quarter. 84-81, Hawthorne trailing Lawndale in a terrific game.
A very good game, Lou, and got to give big ups to this Hawthorne Cougar basketball team. Again, coming off a very disappointing campaign last year, but they're showing that they will be a force to be reckoned with this year.
Absolutely, and I guess that puts the Ocean League on notice. A lot of good teams in the Ocean League, that's for sure.
A lot of very good teams in the Ocean League, including Santa Monica, Inglewood, Morningside, and Culver City.
No pushovers there, that's for sure. And the same thing goes for the Pioneer League as well. You have El Segundo, Torrance, North, South. And even a game with Redondo Union coming up for the Lawndale Cardinals at the MLK Showcase game. That'd be a fun game to watch.
In fact, I did the Redondo Union sophomore team last night. Was it last night or the night before? Last night it was.
And how'd that come out?
They're a work in progress. And that's what I said to the coach. I said, is this Coach Morris's future? He's like, these guys are already here.
Garner won't go down. Shemezi with the rebound. Keep the ball up. Beckles.
And give it to a ball handler. Now let's watch him run the clock, because that was exactly what Coach Brownlee told him in the last time out.
Still a one-possession ball game. Whoa! Is that goaltending?
Wow.
Is that goaltending?
That's what they're going to call. Me too with the play. Big fella, that's what we want to see out of you. I love it.
Watch it.
That was off the rim.
Okay, they're calling it goaltending, though.
Well, they definitely called it goaltending. We'll take another look-see at it, fans. I know you want to see it at home when we have a dead ball opportunity.
One-possession ball game, 42 seconds left. Timeout called by David Egan's and the Hawthorne Cougars. 84-81 is our score. Guys, do we have that racked up?
Yeah, and they got to wipe off the 2 points because they weren't awarded.
Let's watch it.
You watch it. We'll see it right here. That's McNally going in for a pretty layup. Can't get it to go. Hits the rim. Woo! That's awfully close.
Looks like it was dancing.
Here's another angle. Let's see from this angle.
Yeah. Right call. Good call. Entertaining. But a good call.
That's what you want to see the big man do. Don't hang around the rim, get that kind of action, and, that's what gets the crowd inspired. The basket didn't score, but look at what it did for the crowd.
Absolutely. So 42.4 seconds left to go. 84-81. We got to change that score, guys. 84-81. Hawthorne leading a one-possession ball game.
Lawndale lead.
Lawndale with the lead, 84-81. Right in front of us, Caleb Ross will inbound the ball. Inbounds it to Devin Garner. Garner against Patterson. Tight defense. Now to Akeem Allen against McAnally.
You don't want to foul here if you can avoid it.
Ball goes over the board. It'll be Lawndale ball with 29 seconds left, so a foul, I'm sure, immediately on the inbound.
Well, that's what you would expect. Let's see, he's got out. He's got there. He's comfortable with the crew that he has out there.
Then you got the tallest guy, Brian Ross, defending the inbound.
And you got Will Newman, and that's not the guy they want to foul, but it's the guy they have to foul because he's the one with the ball, and you got to manage the clock. Anybody up at USC listening to me on clock management?
Caleb Ross commits the foul. Check that. Devin Garner committed the foul. That's his fourth. Will Newman with 24 points has a chance to make it a two-possession game, and does.
And, of course, all that gets a little bit easier when it's a double bonus as opposed to a 1-and-1.
25 points for Will Newman. There you see Coach David Egan's of Hawthorne. So free throws are going to get you lots of wins, Rufus.
They certainly will. 5-point ball game with 24 seconds left. That one doesn't go. The follow attempt doesn't go. They come down with it. Newman has it. Whoa! That has to be considered an intentional. But he won't give it to him. But in my book, I would have. Again. And I think that's what the official is saying. The referee is saying to him,
boy, from what he saw, at least I think that's what the referee is saying, that maybe should have been intentional. There's no play on the ball there. They're not gonna give the intentional, but that's something in the future because you don't want that in the game. You got to penalize it, Lou. You don't want to see it happen in this game or in some future game. But clearly, the only play that he had was to push Newman.
Okay, now let's see.
Foul number 11, that's his 5th personal foul.
On who are they giving it to? If it's
Number
Akeem
5,
Allen.
I'm gonna assume it's number 11, Allen. He's the one hanging
or if
closest.
it's Garner. If it was Garner, then
Mr. Jones.
if it was Garner,
Well,
then it was 5.
Let's see if we've got it on the replay. I know they can't use it, but now there's some confusion as to whom the foul was on. Do we have a chance to see that again?
Correction on the foul is number 12.
Okay.
His 4th.
Okay, they give it to Allen. That's who they should have given it to. That's 4. Here's the play. Now watch number 12. That's Akeem Allen as Will Newman comes up with it.
In live action, Newman shooting the first of 2. That's his first miss in a while.
Looking for 27 points. He had made 1, 3 in a row, 5, 6, 7, 8 in a row before that. 9 out of 10, 27 points. Going down to 10 seconds on this one. McClendon puts up a 3. That's off the mark. Rebound to McAnally. McAnally with 4 seconds. McAnally's just going to run it out. 87 to 81. A comeback win for the Lawndale Cardinals in their own nest over the Hawthorne Cougars. The Cougars fall to 3-2. And the Cardinals improved to 6-2 and have won 3 in a row. But the Cougars have sent notice to the South Bay. We are not toothless anymore.
Cougars outscore them in the second half, 44 to 30, after having given up that big 30-point period in the second quarter. Third and fourth quarter, they hold them to 18 points in the third, and then got even better in the fourth and held them to only 12 to come away with the 87-81 win that was hard fought. But you got to give a lot of credit to that Hawthorne Cougar team who came in here and they played tough, and they've showed that they've got a couple of stars on their own. We've got Rashawn Haylock. He's got a special guest. Rashawn, take it away.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys. I'm down here with Will Newman. 25 points tonight. 12 of those came in the fourth quarter. Will, tell me what happened. How were you guys able to overcome this second half deficit and get this win here tonight?
We just kept getting rebounds. Most games, the games before, we just didn't get rebounds. And we got to the foul line a lot and shot many free throws.
What happened in the first half? They jumped out. They took a surge late in that second quarter, had an 8-point lead at halftime. What weren't you guys not doing in that first half?
They just had more energy than us. We didn't have enough energy. We was in the locker room. Coach was telling us to bring out some energy. We came out with some energy.
As one of the leaders on this team, how did you take it upon yourself to make sure you guys had energy in the second half?
Oh, just come out in the locker room and pump them up and get them ready for the second half.
Before the start of the fourth quarter, what did Coach tell you guys?
Excuse me?
Before the start of the fourth quarter, what did Coach tell you guys?
Oh, he told us to keep playing because we was playing hard in the third quarter, so we just got to keep going at him and stuff.
How much did fatigue play a factor tonight? It's your third game in 3 nights. Were you guys tired at all out there tonight?
Oh, no, we're not tired. We're ready for tomorrow and Saturday.
Hey, nice job. Thanks for stopping.
Thank you.
That's Will Newman, 25 points here tonight. Lawndale with the come-from-behind win to knock over Hawthorne, guys.
Thank you so much, Rashawn. Once again, the young gun saying, hey, you know, we can play, as Ernie would say, let's play 2. You know, we don't care that this is our third game in 3 nights. And they showed it. Although you got to give Coach Brownlee a lot of credit. His substitution pattern was beautiful. He rested his guys efficiently throughout the game and had them ready and primed to make a run in the fourth quarter, which they did.
Absolutely, and the top scorer of this ball game was Will Newman with 27 points to lead all scorers, and 24 points for Akeem Allen. And let's go to Sebastian.
Thanks a lot, guys. I'm here with Coach Brownlee for the Cardinals. You guys pulled it out tonight. How'd you do it?
We just have been doing a lot of conditioning over the summer and fall, and we knew that Hawthorne was going to come in here ready. We didn't know who they had with the new coach and bringing in some new great talented players. They have been averaging 75 on the year. So we knew that they were in shape and ready to go, and we kind of called that it was going to be an 87, 81, 89, 90s. We even thought it was going to go into the hundreds at one time. They're a great team. They just play extremely hard.
And I didn't get a chance to talk to you at halftime. What did you tell your guys in there at halftime? Because the third quarter they came out kind of playing the same way. It picked up in the fourth quarter.
What happened was our bench. We brought in Delano Beckles with another 5. We were just really flat. I don't know where the energy was for us, but we just really had to get after it. That team at Hawthorne plays hard all the time. You had 3 losses before this loss. This is their biggest loss of the year at 6. They had 3 losses by 1 point. So Dave Egan's is a wonderful coach. He's coming with all of his college expertise, and he has a lot more experience than even I do, because I only have high school experience.
And you talk about Delano Beckles. I asked you about him before the game.
Yes.
I see him in the game making smart decisions, smart passes, out there playing smart basketball. How does he fit into your rotation?
He is our future. We just have some issues that are internal that we have to work out, but he is our future, and we're trying to give that young man a chance to be able to have a successful collegiate future. So we're just trying to build him. It's some things that are internal, and he's working those out, and we have to go, and continue to build him into the rotation, because with both Beckles brothers, as soon as we get to the mountaintop, we're not able to continue because of the fact that there's other issues that come up that the public doesn't know and doesn't need to know. But, he's a wonderful kid, he's a wonderful player, and if he gets it together, he's a Division I talent.
There you go, guys. Coach Brownlee, good win tonight.
Thank you.
All right. Back to you, Ruin Lufus.
All right, thank you very much, Sebastian Spencer. At 87-81, the final score. Just a terrific ball game, a fun game to watch, a fun game to broadcast, and I would imagine, it was fun. Yeah, like we said, fun game to watch.
Exactly, and Coach Brownlee was very generous in his compliments toward their opponent tonight. And as Rashawn pointed out early on, there's some long-standing personal history, positive personal history. Don't want to allude to or suggest anything negative. Very positive history between these two coaches, and his comments about Coach Egan were very sincere. And, of course, they do have a good team. They played a great contest. We're going to get a chance to see them again in a couple of weeks when Lusinger goes to Hawthorne. So we'll be over at the Cougar Den in a couple of weeks to watch them again. And as Coach said, coming into this game, their losses had only been by 1 point each. This was their toughest loss of the season at 6, and they put up 81.
That's right, and they were up by 11 at 1 point in the second half. So this Hawthorne team is good, but surprising even us, the Cardinals as well. I mean, we knew that they were good coming in, but now they've shown that they have resilience, especially here at home.
Well, they certainly did. And as I said, a beautifully coached game and a beautifully played game. A lot of guys stepped up. Beckles, Delano Beckles stepped up. Newman did what Newman always does. Sergio did. McNally. But me too, I thought played a much better game tonight, Lou, than what he played a week ago against Lusinger. Had much greater control. Only had 1 or 2 opportunities where, that passion for wanting to dribble and lead the break kind of got to him. But otherwise, played under control and stayed out of foul trouble and really dominated around the boards and gave the fans a couple of exciting plays. And that's what they want to see from the big guy. Had a slam dunk, a nice follow on one, and his passing was excellent. His catching was great tonight, and his passing was great. And I think that those are very, very good signs for Hawthorne, and very bad signs if you're in the Pioneer League.
All right, well, that's going to be a terrific league as well, but they still have some more holiday tournaments to do, and they should be really tough by the time Pioneer League comes into action. Let's go over some more of the scoring, shall we? We said Will Newman had 27 points. Eric Neal had 2. Shemezi had 10 points, and Nathan McAnally had 12. 13 points for Sergio Blandon. He did foul out. 2 points for Devontae Patterson and 7 points for Delano Beckles, and that most of them were in the third quarter when he finally got in the ball game. 7 points put up by Marquin Walton, and we're looking for bigger things from him. And 2 points for Chris White, who really played some terrific minutes along with Devontae Patterson
Absolutely,
tonight.
absolutely.
And for the Hawthorne Cougars, they were led by Akeem Allen, and he has really come on, just a junior. Akeem, we didn't see him I don't believe at all last year, but he is really going to be the leader on this team. I know he's the vocal leader on this team.
Right. Well, he certainly is, and he had a big game. I think the other guy, though, who really is the centerpiece of what they do, and that's McClendon, for my money. Dominique McClendon, I'm not sure how many he had, but I know he had a big game, and he's their biggest guy, and quite frankly, he plays a lot bigger than what he is, and he creates opportunities for some of the other guys.
Coach Egan really likes him because he's a wide body. He and Brian Ross are going to wreak some havoc in the Ocean League, that's for sure, down the middle. 18 points for Dominic McClendon, 7 points for Caleb Ross, 15 for Devin Garner. Kind of a quiet 15, I thought.
Right.
I mean, he was there always around the ball, but 15 points, that surprises me a little. Akeem Allen with 24, like we said, 4 points for Davion Lee, and 6 points for Brian Ross. And terrific ball game for the Hawthorne Cougars. It was a shame. One of those games where you just hate to see somebody go home with the L.
Well, you hate to see somebody go home, but you know it's going to happen, but you appreciate the fact that indeed it was an entertaining and fun-filled game for both sides. A great, I think, turnout by the Lawndale crowd here to support their team. Hawthorne had a number of fans that made the trip over. And it was just a terrific, terrific high school environment to be in tonight here at the Cardinals' Nest.
Well, we're going to think about who our POG and our tip of the hat player are, so stick around. We'll be back right after this on City TV. (87-81) is the final score here from the Cardinal Nest on the campus of Lawndale High School, and Lawndale improves to 6-2, winning 3 in a row. Hawthorne goes down to 3-2 and snaps a 2-game winning streak. And now it's time for our player of the game and our tip of the hats. And let's start off with our tip of the hat first.
Our tip of the hat goes to a Hawthorne Cougar tonight. They had several candidates, all of whom were good, but my selection, because of his inside play and his efforts, created opportunities for others. And in addition to scoring 19 points, I believe, on the night, Dominique McClendon, you are the Tip of the Hat Award winner for the night. Here you are. Wear it proudly, treasure it, honor it. Not many people get it, so consider it the special award that it is. Right up there, right near the Heisman. Not next to the Heisman, but it's near it.
Right near it, right near it. Now, time for our player of the game here at Lawndale High School. And who did you think was the man for the Cardinals?
Well, there are a lot of folks, but ultimately, as we've seen game in and game out, one guy when it really matters, and of course in the fourth period when he stepped up and went to the line and knocked down shot after shot, I got to say Will Newman.
Okay, so Will Newman is our City TV player of the game, and now let's quickly go to Rashawn.
Hey, thanks a lot, Lou. I'm over here with Coach Egan's very somber group of guys walking out of that locker room momentarily. What'd you say to them after this game?
Well, I said that right now we don't have the ability to finish off games. If you look at the season, we lost by 1 point, 2 games by 1 point, 1 game by 5 points, and all these games we've been up the majority of the game. So we have to learn to finish off games. It's all about the way we practice as well. We were able to put a lot of pressure on them, turn them over, get a lead on them, but we got tired. So, and you know that's not supposed to happen because that's supposed to be the way we play. So maybe we got to go back to the drawing board, work on the conditioning, be more committed, play together. I saw some things out there towards the end of the game where if we would have shared the ball a little bit more, And it's not necessarily on the offensive end. It's both sides of the floor, being there for each other. I think we got real lackadaisical start the second half. They were just catching the ball all on the floor, and they began to pick us apart and drive on us. And that was pretty much the game. Then we started to play catch-up and start shooting bad shots, not being patient, never got good proper spacing on the floor, and kind of got into get the game right into their hands.
Is this one a little bit tougher to take considering you guys are up 8 at the half, you're up by double digits in the second half?
Every loss is hard to take for me. It is really hard to take when you pretty much have the game controlled for the majority of the game, when you let it go at the end. Now, I'm going to take responsibility for it. We got to learn how to finish off games. Right now, we do not have the ability to finish off games. If we're in a position where we're blowing a team out, which most of our wins have came from, we'll win the game. But whenever it gets to a close situation, we have problems. And that's where we're at as a team.
Is that just situational stuff you work on during practice? The time and score?
It's time, score, situation. It's being able to lock in and focus on both ends of the floor. It's being able to execute on both ends of the floor. And right now, we're not disciplined enough to do that.
With that being said, what are some of the positives that you take away from tonight? As you said, you controlled the game for most of the game. What are some of the positives that you can take away from tonight as you guys continue with the non-league and into Ocean League play?
Well, I think for the majority of the game, we played hard, which is what we're going to do. We don't have a problem scoring points. So right now, I'm really disappointed in my team right now because I think we're a lot better. So I don't really see any positives right now. Honestly, I don't. I don't see any positives in this game because it's a step backwards. So maybe it's my fault, but I don't really see any positives. I think it's a step backwards.
Oh, thanks for stopping, Coach. Appreciate the time. Let's bring in Sebastian Spencer as we kind of break this thing down now. You heard Coach just now, a little disappointed as he should be. Double-digit lead squandered here in this second half. What are some of the things that you saw that helped Lawndale get back into this game and win this game eventually?
The second unit came in and played big for that Lawndale team. We talk about all those guys that came in, the first unit that wasn't doing too well after that first half. You talk about guys like Will Newman, Chimezi, other guys in that starting five as well, who I can't think of names right now, but they weren't playing as well as Coach Brownlee would have liked them to, and that's where the second unit comes in, and they sparked the team a little bit. They had a little bit of a run in the third, going into the fourth, and that led the starting five to realize, hey, we need to get in there and play the game that we know how to play.
I know you were impressed in that second unit, Delano Beckles. I know you're impressed with his game. What were some of the things that you saw? And also Coach Brownlee shared with you as well about how he was able to lead the spark.
Well, I was impressed with him when I saw him last week at the losing game. He took the initiative to step up when other players didn't. And on top of that, it's not even scoring so much. It's the little things, making smart passes, moving your feet on defense, and little stuff like that. And Coach Brownlee speaks really highly of him, says that he's their future, and he said he knows for sure that he's definitely a D1 prospect.
And you get the sense that Coach Brownlee knows that his team grew a little bit tonight, overcame a double-digit deficit to come back and win this game. Third game in 3 nights. They're going to have to play 4 and 4 nights come tomorrow. And over on the Hawthorne side, obviously some disappointment, some dejection because of the way that they let this one slip right out of their grasp, guys.
All right, thank you very much, Sebastian and Rashawn Haylock. A terrific job as always. And Rufus Washington, we'll move on to the next one, and hopefully it's as entertaining as this one. That'll be Hawthorne and Lusinger.
It'll be Hawthorne and Lusinger, and it will be in the year 2013. So this gives us an opportunity, by the way, to say to all the fans of CityTV and the fans of Lusinger, Lawndale, and Hawthorne, all the crew here at Channel 22, CityTV. Old habits are hard to break, and
That's
those
right.
that have been around, they know what I'm talking about when it comes to broadcasting here in the South Bay.
That's right.
But at any rate, and Christmas time is coming.
I know, it's a little bit of a chill in the air, that's for sure. And anywhere that you can pick up City TV, we appreciate you tuning in to watching us whether it be football, basketball, or Coach's Clipboard, or one of the other entertaining programming offerings we have for you on City TV. And again, happy holidays and Merry Christmas to you and yours. That's for sure, sir.
And Happy New Year to everybody,
Yeah,
because it will be a new year when we see you. It's
We'll
fun.
see. Yeah, we'll see you next year.
Gotcha.
So, shall we put a bow on this one? Put
This
it on
one-
the shelf.
this
Put
one's
it under
done.
the tree. That's right. There
Better
it is.
hurry up before Rashawn and Sebastian come up with another interview.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to get out of here pretty quick. Once again, the final score from the Cardinal Nest on the campus of Lawndale High School. The Cardinals come back to beat the Cougars 87-81. Until next year, so long.